Alright, what's up Dragon Brood? Today, we're going to be taking a look at a deck I don't play all that often, but we're going to be taking small creatures and turning them into large creatures and seeing if we can bum rush our opponent. This should be a whole lot of fun. Now to start off with, this deck's going to be playing one of the creatures that you pretty much have to kill immediately or it becomes a big problem, and that's Illuminator Virtuoso. Like, this card actually has double strike, which is great if we have all these things to pump our creatures, and additionally gets bigger because of the connive effect. So this thing can be really big really fast, and if you have anything that gives it trample, that's just a huge bonus. We're also going to be playing Picnic Ruiner, because again, if we have ways to pump our things and this gets double strike, or in a pinch late in the game if we need to put +1/+1 counters on stuff, we can totally do that too. Really good card all around here and super cheap to cast. Speaking of which, we're going to be playing Cacophony Scamp for all the same reasons, that if we pump this up and then it dies, we get to do extra damage anyway, or just hit the opponent for like 6 and then just fling it at the opponent for 6 more. So we can end the game pretty quick with just these handful of creatures, which is actually super nice. Other creatures that are going to fill in here are going to be Monastery Swiftspear, because we are going to be playing a lot of spells, so Prowess is going to trigger a whole bunch. And we're going to be playing Questing Druid. Really twofold. We could use it to just get extra cards, or we can play all these other cards we've been talking about and just keep growing a bigger creature, which again, if we can give it trample, is actually pretty sweet. But let me tell you about our sponsor, and then we'll talk about all the spells we're going to play in this list.
CoolStuffInc.com is a proud sponsor of this channel, and you can show your support while getting 5% off your entire order by using promo code DRAGON at checkout. Need singles for constructed or kitchen table play? Looking to pick up sealed product or the latest in Magic accessories? We've got you covered. CoolStuffInc.com is the place for all your Magic the Gathering needs. And support this channel by using promo code DRAGON at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
Now, I was talking about trample earlier, and a couple of ways we're going to do that are going to be with Ancestral Anger. This can give a creature a bonus, but also lets us see more cards, which is really good, so we can chain multiple things together. And also Monstrous Rage, because again, giving something trample when it's really big is super nice. But getting +2/+0, or technically +3/+1, is also going to be pretty big too, to save your creatures from some bits of removal. We're also going to be playing Audacity, which again gives stuff trample, +2, and another way to draw cards. So as you can see, we're going to be able to stack up not just ways to pump our creatures, but ways to keep cards in our hand too, which is super nice. We're going to be playing Commando Faces Kakazan, because this is like cheap, easy damage, and we can pump stuff up, which is great. And to protect our things, we are going to be playing 3 copies of Royal Treatment today, because, well, it's another +1/+1, but hopefully can keep things from killing some of our key creatures that we spent the time to bulk up. But those are going to be the cards we're playing today. If you want the full deck list, it will be at the end of the video, like always, or you can go down the description. Look for the blue arrows that take you to our Moxfield link, and you can get today's deck and a bunch of awesome stuff you can play in Standard, regardless of what you're into. For now, though, let's go see if these little creatures get the job done. Alrighty, yeah, I guess we keep this. I was trying to think of good reasons not to, but I didn't really have one. Alright, so let's just get red and play this, because we're going to need, obviously, a lot of red mana with this hand. What I do appreciate about Cacophony Scamp, though, is there are sometimes your opponents just never want to block it because it's a nuisance to them. Okay, what do we do here? Don't have 2 reds, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We could just go here. And then maybe... Well, we wouldn't be able to play a land this turn. We have to play it next turn. I'm going to go with this, actually. Because there is a chance that we could potentially, like, we'll decline. We could actually grow this and maybe protect it with something, depending on how things go. That being said, they may just try to kill it with Go for the Throat or something. Alright, so they didn't have any creatures. Well, that's a thing. Let's think about this. I guess we just attack, right? Sure. I mean, I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, in a weird way, I guess they could have turned off our abilities and blocked with the schooner. That would have been interesting if they'd have done that. Alright, so we turn this to, I guess, red, looking at our hand. Well, we do have another red land. This is actually tougher than it should be. I think I'm just gonna go... I feel like I need to make it green for some reason, but I'll make it red here. And, man, at some point we got to get this Virtuoso down. But I don't know what the opponent's got in hand. But I think we got to just gamble at some point. Let's go for it. And then we'll Cacophony Scamp again. I mean, if the opponent has removal, they'll take the turn off to try to kill the Virtuoso here, I'd imagine. And if they don't, then cool. Yeah, I'm actually totally down with that. Like, that feels like one of the safer things that could happen here, really. And they opted not to keep that. Nice. No blocks. Alright, this becomes a little interesting, because I was just thinking, we could take the turn to just put counters on things, which would be pretty relevant. Because if we put 3 counters on this, that would go up to... 5, 6? That'd be 12 by itself. I mean, seems good. I guess we gotta try, y'all. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's just put them all there. See if the opponent's got the removal or not. Oh, they don't. Alright. Then that's it. Okay, cool. We'll take it. Alright, let's keep it. Did not get the untapped land, unfortunately. Would have been real nice. Would have been real nice. But we failed. So I think we just play this. Pass the turn. I mean, I could have probably got away with Swift Spear here and then played Royal Treatment, but we'll see what the opponent does. Because, like, even here, if they just play, like, Liliana, we just kill Liliana with the 1 point. Nope, they're going to consider here. You often don't see consider outside of the, like, mono-blue spell-heavy decks. But we have done nothing to pressure the opponent, so they've got virtually all day right now. Alright, we'll try a Swift Spear. And then we'll try to attack these. I mean, I'm not doing anything else. There's no need for us to commit. Like, force the opponent to do something here. Cut down, this would make this a 2-3, then a 3-4. So it'd be big enough to not be cut down, even if they could pay the extra 1. That's fine. Kind of got to slowly figure our way through this, what we can even do. We'll spend 3 mana, kill a Swift Spear here. Well, not the way I thought they'd do it, but 3 mana is fine. Did they just pay the life for that? Intriguing. Alright, can we get away with an Audacity? We can. Can we get away with an Ancestral Anger? We can. I don't... Well, I mean, sure. Alright. If they don't kill, I guess that's game. Alright. Like, one out of nowhere. This is the amusing part about decks like this. Like, our hand was so slow, didn't do anything, didn't even get our 3rd land till really what was going into their turn 5. Didn't even matter. We just kept 1 creature and just went, well, I'll play a couple of spells. Is that good enough? That's why we're playing the deck. Okay, looks like we're keeping. Alright, you have a veteran. Okay, This is going to be tough because I think they're going to be playing a life gain type build, which is going to make this very difficult for us. Here comes 2 more life. Yep. Not a shocker. Well, I got to put this on green as much as I want to put this on white. Alright, going attacking. Don't know if we're going to be able to produce enough damage. Actually, I should have done this first. Gosh dang it, I missed out on another point. Forgot I even had that. I was thinking I was waiting for him to possibly block and play Monstrous Rage, but I could have had just a bigger attacker anyway. That was silly. Just add a line? Because if so, that's 4 more life, which is going to make this supremely difficult. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I'm not so much worried about the damage we're taking as much as the attacking we have to do. Alright, what do they find? Roaming Throne and a Brutal Cathar. That sucks. A lot. Alright, I think this is kind of all we can do, sadly. No attacks. This is going to leave us very dead next turn. Because if whatever they remove, we have to block with the other thing. Oh, they're just going to Roaming Throne here. I mean, granted, I say only. They're going to gain like 1 billion life. That's the bigger problem. Not going to attack with the Recruitment Officer. Okay, we'll take 5. I mean, we're going to die either way, so I'm trying to figure out, like, how do we even get out of this? Alright, so we have Virtuoso, which can block. We can also Audacity, just like Picnic Recruiter, which would be fine. How do we want this to go? This is tough. Alright. If they get rid of a blocker, we have 2. So we block one of the 5s with Swift Spear. And then we take... Well, we could still first strike that. So we would take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We take 11. Ooh, boy. I'm only going to put this here, I think. Alright, no attacks. I was going to attack with a Picnic Runner, but if I don't, that at least forces them to attack with fewer things next turn. That's like the best thing we can hope to do right now. Okay, that's fine. We lose 2 things. Oh, not good enough. Not good enough. Alright, we go to 6. Can we produce enough to do anything here? I don't think so. Opponent's at 29. And we already used up 2 of our Audacities, so the odds are pretty low. Get rid of this. Yeah. It's kind of all about Virtuoso here. If we can't chain things, then this all means nothing, so... Pretty sure we're dead regardless, though. We're just going through the motions here. Yeah. Alright, cool. They got it. Okay, let's do it. This could be ideal if we don't get too many more lands. Alright. But, you know, if they have the right removal, they could still slow this down too. So, can't get too excited about things just yet. Some little life gain in there. That's a little annoying, but we could deal with that. Go ahead and play this. Up our damage and maybe get us a card if a creature dies. Alright. Maybe we'll get lucky and draw... Royal Treatment. And they save a removal for our turn. Alright. Play with fire is going to kill something. Darn it. Oh, no. Torch the tower. Okay. Ooh, that's not bad, though. We definitely could have done a lot worse. Well, we don't play them to not cast them, right? Back. Alright. I mean, if there's more removal, it's coming for the Virtuoso, but... tough life. Means the opponent's probably not doing much else with their turn, which is good. Oh, I hadn't seen that guy in a minute, since early in, like, the Eldraine releases. Okay, that's good for us. Yeah, you got it. Let's go here. Actually, if we're going to do that, we can wait. I just have to decide if I'm going to do this first or not, to see what we find, I guess. Yeah, let's see. If we do that, that becomes a 3, 4, 5. We'd be... yeah, alright, sure. Let's see what we find. Ugh, losing those is tough. Dang it. Alright, just that. Sucks we're going to give up that Ancestral Anger. I mean, you know it's a trap, opponent. Like, I mean, like, there's nothing else we're not just gonna run that in for no value, obviously. Sure, get rid of that. Alright. Lost some good cards there, unfortunately. Just had to make a tough decision. Hoping they just don't have removal cards there right now. Okay, Godric doesn't really scare us. That's fine. That's totally acceptable. Yeah, I'll just take 7 or 8, whatever it ends up being. Alright. Ooh, that is not the card we were looking for. That is very unfortunate. So this is 6... actually, yeah, this is fine. We just attack with everything, right? Because this is going to deal 6, minus 2, 4, 5. Yeah. I don't think it matters. Genuinely. Because if they split to block other things, then they're going to take more damage just from straight up trample. Oh, that's not true. Actually. Well, right now. So, yeah, the opponent dies right now, right? I mean, we just do this. Yeah, alright, cool. Strange one, but we'll take it. Wow, those Audacities are going to do a whole lot of nothing, but we're going to keep this otherwise. Let's go. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Wow, just straight up lay down arms. Okay, well, that's a thing that happened. Let's go here, since opponent's just rolling lay down arms out here. Lay down arms and Phyrexian stuff. Alright, maybe they just got lucky and drew the card they needed there. And Lay Down Arms is cost of the card, right? Mana value. So even if we play the Audacity, it does nothing here. So I'm just going to pass. Because we may want to put Audacities on other things that survive the turn, whereas the Virtuoso may not if it gets removed here. Because they might just be playing straight up Toxic or something. Oh, nope, there's an Ossification. Yes, the only thing I would have got out of that is a card. That's about it. Okay, and a Skrelv, sure. Most excellent. Go ahead and fire one of these up. Alright, that's as good as anything. Put this on one of these. And attack. Alright, they're at 6. So far, they've removed things and really just played a Skrelv's Hive that matters here. Alright, Takasha's Welcome's not going to cut it. They have no blockers right now. So yeah, it's literally just game. Yep. Alright. Go to attacks. We'll take it. We'll keep this, but I think we need some luck off the top, because just a Picnic Ruiner alone likely isn't going to get there. This feels at least a little bit better. Alright. Revelry, sure. Why not? Let's go here. And we'll attack. Don't think I want to waste anything extra on it. Plus, I could leave up Royal Treatment for my only real creature. I mean, obviously, we're trying to survive sweepers and stuff as well, so it's going to be a variety of problems to try to work around. Ugh, I mean, I guess I play this on white just for future considerations. Does it get countered? It does not. Alright, then I guess we just try to attack for 1. Oh, they have mana open for it too. Well, Well, it does get hexproof till end of turn, so that's fine. It also means they don't have a sweeper. Like, not the way I intended that to go. I kind of wanted to use that for something next turn, maybe, but this does mean they don't have a sweeper. If they do, they were willing to blow a card and then still do a thing, which is kind of interesting. We know a Sunfall's coming. It's just like, how much do we want to commit to this attack? Alright, I'm your Huckleberry. Let's go. Could also be a Wandering Emperor. Who knows what. Let's do this. See if we find another thing worth playing. Actually, an Audacity on the Picnic Ruiner would be sweet. Oh, they're going to negate. Boo. Alright. Well, I'm going to assume they've got us. Because our hand is a whole lot of nothing. We really needed that to resolve. To even have a shot. Alright. Let's keep it. Well... Okay, let's go here. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but now that we can, like, Scamp plus Audacity, like, there's options here. Ooh, actually, let's do this. And Audacity one of these. And attack. Alright. Probably could have taken or done less damage there and just play the Scamp to set up some things, but this isn't bad. Yep, Triumphant Chomp. We go ahead and get a card. Excellent. Love to see that. Really love to see that. Okay. Gonna do this for sure. And then attack. And I have a feeling the opponent's just going to be trying to play a 4 or 5 cost dinosaur next turn. And if so, that's fine by us. No, they have a Gwenna here. Oh, they have another Chomp. Gosh, dang it. Ugh. Well, we tried. Alright, let's attack. They're not going to block here, right? Things being what they are, let me go ahead and just do this. Get a couple points in. Oh, okay. Not what I was expecting to see here, but we'll take that. Oh, I should have played the Scamp first. Dang it. Alright. If we lose by a point or two, we'll know where it's from. The Scamp being bigger with the Monstrous Rage in hand could have been important. We'll see, though. Alright, they got a big 6/6. That is probably going to be the death of us. Yeah, that 1 point on the Scamp is going to matter, as it turns out. But let's see, maybe we could still do it. Man, you have more things to play? Gee, bus. Oh my gosh. Alright. Well, we're going to be all in on Scamp or nothing then. That's the only way we're getting out of this. Interesting, they didn't even attack with the Gwenna. Oh, that might do it. No, we're still going to be short. By just a little bit. By just a little bit. Because we can make the Scamp 1, 3, that's 4, 5, 6. If we had one more, it'd still only be 7. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? I guess we could play this. And then we could... Man, what are other options? I'm just like... We could be growing the Swift Spears as well, but the creatures are big enough to not matter. I mean, maybe we do this. And then we try to set up some big stuff for our next turn with the Scamp. Maybe that's it. Yeah, everything's relying on the Scamp right now. I don't think we win any other way. Another Carnosaur, but it's whatever. It doesn't really matter all that much. It's not part of the grand plan to try to win here. Alright. Another big body. This is kind of wild, though, that we're kind of sitting here and opponents just doing everything they want to do, and we still might win just because of Scamp. Oh, actually, one of the problems could be if they don't kill the Scamp. We actually need the Scamp's toughness not to be too big. So even if they block with the 2/2. That's something I hadn't considered. But it does matter. Alright, we'll take 5. Alright, we need these to be key cards. Another Audacity would probably be good enough. Let's see what we get, though. Oh, not those. Not those. Crap. That did not go well. Oh, boy. That was not good. Okay. Here's another option. We'll put that on red, I guess. What if we... Man, 'cause that's only 5 points, 6 points from the scamp. Just not enough. Alright. So what if we do this? Opponent has a lot of trample damage if they decide to try to kill us. I don't even know if the opponent realized... I mean, I guess we could chump enough of it. But this at least might keep them at bay long enough that next turn we could try to get tricky with the double strike from the Picnic Ruiners or something. Like, not what I would call ideal, but it's something. Alright. They have one card in hand. They have piles of dinosaurs. Also, if we somehow killed something during combat, like a Carnosaur, they would be able to... They have enough mana, they could get it exiled and replay it, so that's also tough. But they are only at 8, so let's see what they want to do. Yep. Exiling things. I agree. Just 5. Alright, cool. Come on, deck. Royal Treatments. That doesn't quite do it. Okay, this is interesting, because now we have multiple things that could get the Picnic Ruiners trample with double strike. But then the Scamp does almost nothing. But then we'd have really big Swift Spears. And a really big Questing Druid. Wow. I feel like I'm going to choose incorrectly when I do this. I need a second, y'all. I think we have to play these on Picnic Ruiners. I think it's just the way this goes down. And I don't think we have enough. Because just having the Scamp be a... whatever that's going to be, a 7 is just not enough. I guess it'd be a 6. Still wouldn't be enough. Not likely anyway. Alright, so we're going to go here. Grow those. And I could technically get 2 out of the Scamp if we really need to. I mean, I guess I should go ahead and play the Questing Druid too. Get the extra 1 point on it. I don't know if that's going to matter. But we'll have mana to do other stuff. And then we just play this. Actually, we could wait to decide where to play that. But let's see how they block first. We might actually get out of this, depending on how they block. It's an ugly scenario, but this could work because of the trample damage. Between Trample and Cacophony Scamp. This is an ugly battlefield, too. Like, just look at all the stuff out here. And the opponent has so much beef. I mean, just so much toughness here. Yeah, this is interesting because if we pump Picnic Ruiner for 3 more, it would first strike through the Carnosaur. So the opponent's at 7, and then it would be 7. So that would be lethal. All right, I think we might have this. The opponent has... I don't think the opponent realized they kind of have to block with everything here. And they didn't. So our plan becomes... How do you want to deal with this? I think we do this here. I think that math works out right. So that should just kill them on its own. All these other creatures grow, obviously. And then just to make sure, I'm going to put this on the Cacophony Scamp. So that when it dies, we can get another point out of it. Or 2 points. So unless they have something sweet in their hand, I think that does it. Which is absolutely nuts. Okay, it did. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Well, sure. Like, not totally sure what we're going to do with this, but yeah. Hand's a little bit weak. Not gonna lie. I mean, this Virtuoso is not gonna love being out there by itself. You know what? We may not have to play the Virtuoso by itself. Because I'm thinking we might just do this and then try to leave up the Royal Treatment to protect a Virtuoso next turn if we can draw land. Not sure that we can, but, you know, we got to do it. Got to try. All right, if this is Selesnya Enchantments, this is at least a reasonable start for us from the opponent. Just gonna attack here. They'll probably chump something. Yeah, makes sense. Gonna go ahead and lead with this. And if things go right, we might be able to end the game next turn. Because I'll probably try to... Nope, not that. Keep exile effect incoming. No, that is 4 life for them, though. So we likely can't kill them now. I don't believe. Unless they were to block specifically the Virtuoso. Kind of have to leave this in hand. Alright. Let's see what you got, opponent. Okay, so if we pump Virtuoso, that's going to be 3. Plus 1 is 4, so it'd be 5. That's 10. Yeah, we're going to do it. Let's see what we get. We're just going to discard that. And then I'm actually just going to use this. And then just leave that be. I think. Yeah, I could have got like 1 more point, maybe 2. Wouldn't have been enough. Alright. In the turn. We lose some cards, but that's okay. Please don't be randomly playing Depopulate. Okay. That's annoying, but still not bad. Alright, Generous Visitor does block stuff. That matters. Oh, another Audacity. Yep. Yep. That's good. Double royal treatment, huh? That's not what we're looking for. I mean, it would allow us to have more damage, just not trample at that point. That kind of sucks. Okay. What if we do attack with everything? I guess if we do, we do. Like, eh. It's not impressive, but whatever. Kind of have to sillily? Is that even a word? Like, sit on these royal treatments. Alright, we can play 1 here. That'll make that a 3-4 into a 4-5. Sure. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this, just because I'm making an educated guess that they're not just trying to sweep the board here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and then we lose. But that's okay. We can live with that. I need something else to pump a Virtuoso here, though. An Anger, or another Monstrous Rage, an Audacity, something like that. That's what we're looking for right now. May not matter too much, though, here with the opponent just being at 3, but we'll see. Alright. Another one. Alright. You know what though? We play this beforehand because that at least grows the druid. Yeah, and that should do it. Yeah, so this was interesting. I think the deck is pretty solid, but I do think it could benefit from like one or two like Angel Fire Ignition just to have some life gain later in the game, maybe even some trample with some of your bigger creatures. Because I think, you know, it's one more thing that could give trample to Picnic Ruiner or Virtuoso that I think could be very good. The problem, though, is the deck is playing very land light already, so adding 3 and 4 mana things is pretty tough. Though, we did actually use the sorcery part of Picnic Ruiner once to win a game, so that's a thing. But realistically, I think this only has 21 lands, if I remember right. Yeah, so it's very land light. You can't do too much with the list. But I would like to see that, or maybe even Godric, because we have so many of the, what do you call it, little auras that come into play, that I think that's a big deal as well. So Godric could be pretty good, being able to come in as a 4/4 flyer. But either of those cards, I think if you were missing something in this list, you could play those. But overall, this is a pretty budget-friendly list. I mean, I'm trying to look through. I mean, there's not really... I mean, the rares are non-existent here except for the lands. That's not true. So, Questing Druid and your lands. But if you're willing to swap some lands or play with what you have, I mean, this is actually a pretty affordable list. I would say this, for me, qualifies as budget because the lands you're going to want anyway because you're going to play them for a whole year. So, those don't really hurt you to build and you can put them between decks. But for the spells, realistically, just Questing Druid is the only rare in the list. So, definitely reasonable to build, but again, if you don't have the lands, just swap in the other ones you don't have for the time being that are multi-lands till you get those other cards. And I think you'll probably have some fun with this one. But as it stands, the list is 4 Ancestral Anger, 4 Cacophony's Camp, 4 Commando Faces Kakazan, 4 Monastery Swiftspear, 4 Rage, 4 Audacity, 3 Royal Treatment, 4 Virtuoso, 4 Picnic Ruiner, 4 Questing Druid. 1 Mountain, 4 Copperline Gorge, 4 Carplusion Forest, 4 Battlefield Forge, 2 each of Sundown Pass and Razor Verge Thicket, and 4 Thran Portal. So yeah, I think this deck actually has the ability to be pretty solid, but it does suffer from the thing of sometimes you get too many spells or actually too many creatures, and the things don't balance out right, or maybe you just don't get the right lands. Like, that could be a little tough, but it does actually pack a punch. I mean, you can have next to nothing and just win on the following turn, which is pretty big. I will say, like, the control matchups are a little tough with this unless you get your really speedy draws, because there's not really anything with, like, haste or anything like that. You kind of have to hope to draw your royal treatments to keep stuff from dying to, like, Wandering Emperors and such. But if you do, turns out pretty strong. So, yeah, big fan if you like to play something like this and you're on a pretty tight budget. This is one that you can actually build without having to spend a bunch of rares on stuff other than lands, which you might already have. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Bedlam Reveler. Mostly because you might look at this card and think, wow, nobody's ever going to play this. But once upon a time, this was like peak tournament quality. Seriously. It sounds kind of crazy now, but it's been reprinted a couple of times and you can find these pretty cheap. But just being able to play it out of the graveyard for next to nothing really overall is actually a pretty big deal. And it had like prowess on top of it for some unknown reason. So yeah, this can fit into a few decks still, and it still pops up from time to time, but nowhere near with the frequency it did before. And if you like playing Naya colors, check out this other fun build we played that was a warrior theme deck that made amazing use of Roaming Throne. So that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.